Have you ever wished for a shelf-stable food that could prepare dinner in only minutes? Well, we've got it for you. Today we're going to talk about grits. Yeah, grits. Did you know that this is an incredibly prepper-friendly food? And today I'm going to show you why. Hey Provident Preppers, I'm Kylene, and today I'm going to talk to you about grits. Now sometimes we get all stuck into the different foods that we can store long term, and we forget about some incredibly valuable options, especially for those of us who may be gluten-free. And that's one of the reasons why I think grits are amazing. First, they're naturally gluten-free. They're a good source of calories with a long shelf life, and they're incredibly versatile. I can make savory grits or sweet grits, and they cook up in just a few minutes. Now let's talk. All grits are not created equally, and they will not all store for the same amount of time. Plain old denatured grits, like these old-fashioned grits, are by far your best bet. The problem with them is that they do take 15 to 20 minutes to cook, which means that you'd be using more fuel unless you use a thermal cooker type method, which totally would work. These old-fashioned grits can store for 20 years or so if they're packaged correctly. Now, you'll notice that this is just a plain old cardboard container. It's not going to store very long in this. In fact, I probably wouldn't even keep in my pantry too long, maybe a couple of years in this container. But if we were to repackage it in Mylar bags with an oxygen absorber, or a glass jar with an oxygen absorber, or vacuum seal it, suddenly I'm going to significantly extend the shelf life, because oxygen degrades food, right? It oxidizes the food, and it will definitely play a role on this. So if you want a long shelf life, you've got to put it in a container like the Mylar or the glass, remove the oxygen. Oxygen absorbers are great for that. And then store it cool, dry, and dark. If you store it in a hot garage, it's not going to last very long. So this one, you're going to get 20 years or so. Now, if we go to the quick grits, they are more processed. They've already been cooked. Because of the pre-cooking, the starch has been modified, and it's a little bit finer, so there's more surface area. And so you're looking at up to a 10-year shelf life. Again, the packaging, you're going to have to repackage it even to get that 10-year shelf life. But if you're going to use these all the time, then you can rotate through them and still be able to have a really good, cheap supply of food in your prepper pantry. Now, I did want to talk about grits that are like this. So the problem with this, definitely the packaging, but the other thing is if you look at the ingredients, they have added a lot of other ingredients, and your food is only going to store as the ingredient that has the shortest shelf life. And because these are cheese and bacon and butter, they've added different kinds of fats in here that are going to make it so this doesn't last so long. So if you're just wanting something to sit on your shelf so that you have an emergency 2-week supply of food that you're rotating through all the time, this is a great idea. But for anything long-term at all, it is not a good idea. The factors that play into the longest quality shelf life is low moisture and low fat. And because grits are between 10 and 12% moisture, the old-fashioned grits, and they're very low in fat because they've been degerminated, then they can have a really long shelf life if you store them right. Now, there are stone ground grits, which are much healthier for you, but they're only going to store a few months. And if you're looking at this for an emergency food storage, I would just eliminate those. And I would personally mostly focus on the old-fashioned and maybe some of the 5-minute, just so that you have it. I have to admit, I'm from the West Coast, and I had never had grits growing up. And I went to visit my son on the East Coast, and he took me to a restaurant, and it was for breakfast, and they had grits as a side. I'm like, what is this? And he said, Mom, you got to try it. And it was actually delicious. It came out in this little bowl, and it had butter and cheese on it, and I was hooked. I thought, I don't know how I've never had this before. And there is a lot of controversy out there about whether grits should be savory or sweet. Personally, I have found that I enjoy them both ways. So we'll talk about this. When we cook grits, super easy. You're just gonna boil the water and you're gonna put the grits in and use a wire whisk to whisk them up. And depending on how you want to flavor them, that's when the game changes. One of the basic fun ways to do grits is just to add a little bit of butter and mix in some cheese and mwah, delicious. Another popular way is to have breakfast grits and eggs. To make breakfast grits and eggs, all you do is you cook your grits and then you cook your egg and you put it on top, and it is actually an amazing way. Now think about this. If you're in an emergency situation or a long-term situation and you've got grits stored, but you have chickens in your backyard, what a great way to have the calories that you need along with the fats and proteins in a very simple, easy to prepare meal. Now, another really fun way is, of course, as preppers, we love our beans, right? But you cook your grits and then you cook some beans, like some black beans with some salsa, and you put it on top of the grits and you eat it that way. Of course, I would smother it in cheese, and that's one of the reasons why I have a lot of freeze-dried cheese, because I don't want to run out of cheese. But that's a great hearty meal that takes advantage of both your beans and your grits. And then one of my favorite ways is just to have it like a breakfast cereal, right? Cook your grits, you can put cinnamon and apples in it, a little bit of brown sugar, or you could put maple syrup and craisins in it, or berries, all kinds of different things, and eat it actually as a breakfast cereal. So you see, grits aren't boring. There are so many things that you can do, and it's just a foundation. Now let's talk about a year's supply. So a year's supply of grain for one person is about 450 pounds. We're talking survival rations. If you had nothing else, 450 pounds of grain. Now, I'm not gonna store 450 pounds of grits for me. In those, you've got wheat and oats and pasta and white rice. There's a whole bunch of different grains that you could store. But because so many of us are limited with our grains because of the gluten intolerance, grits can be a really good option. Personally, I would probably have maybe 50 or 60 pounds of grits for my emergency supply, and I think that's plenty along with the other grains to give me some variety and kind of mix up that nutrition a little bit, because this definitely has a different nutritional profile than, say, oats, and so the combination of having both of them is a really good idea. Do you love grits? Or have you not tried grits? Maybe it's time, because grits, especially this old-fashioned variety, could be a great addition to your long-term emergency stash. It's cheap, it'll fill you up, and it'll store for a really long time. And now for the question of the day. For those of you who cook grits all the time, what is your favorite way to cook them? Share your recipe with us newbies that didn't grow up in the South and didn't know how amazing grits are. Comment below. And thanks for being part of the solution.